Hello, friends. After the dust of Zama settled and Hannibal disappeared into exile with a sigh and a really long to-do list of regrets, the Mediterranean took a deep breath. Rome had won. Carthage had been humbled. The war was over. The wine flowed, the togas were pressed, and yet the storm hadn't truly passed. It was just brooding. Carthage, stripped of its fleet and elephants, no refunds, turned inward. With military options off the table, they pivoted to trade, and oh boy, did they bounce back. Within a generation, Carthage was thriving again. Shiny new markets, buzzing harbors, coinage clinking like music. They weren't conquering, but they were prospering. In Rome, this caused a serious eyebrow raise. Enter Cato the Elder, the grumpiest grandpa the Senate ever endured. A man so stern, he probably ironed his toga with his glare. He wasn't impressed by Carthage's cheerful market stalls and polite tax records. No, sir. He saw wealth and he saw a threat. And every time he stood to speak about anything from bridges to bread, he ended with a mic drop. Carthago delenda est. Carthage must be destroyed. He even once shook figs out of his toga in the Senate and said, "Look, these were picked in Carthage just 3 days ago. That's how close our enemies are." Talk about dramatic fruit-based policy arguments. Rome, meanwhile, was becoming the Mediterranean's all-you-can-eat empire buffet. They were gobbling up Greece, dabbling in Anatolia, building roads like overachieving civil engineers. But still, that nagging whisper lingered. What if Carthage rises again? It didn't help that Hannibal, even in exile, was still being Hannibal, advising enemy kings, organizing navies, basically being the world's worst retired neighbor. Rome sent assassins. Hannibal sent clever traps. It was like watching two old chess masters flick pieces at each other across the globe. Eventually, Rome pressured Carthage to exile Hannibal. He fled, again. And when the assassins finally caught up with him, legend says he took poison and left behind one last snarky note to Rome. Let us relieve the Romans of their long anxiety, since they are so tired of waiting for an old man's death. Mic dropped again. Meanwhile, in North Africa, tensions were stirring. The Numidians, Rome's buddies from the Second Punic War, started poking at Carthage like kids poking a bear with sticks. Carthage protested. Rome shrugged. You can't go to war, they reminded Carthage. Remember the treaty? Eventually, Carthage had enough and fought back. Rome pounced. A technical violation. That was all the excuse the Hawks needed. Cato would have celebrated, except by then, he was already dead. No doubt smirking from the afterlife, toga neatly folded. The Senate debated. Was Carthage really a threat anymore? Did they need to go full scorched earth? One senator reportedly shouted, "They're no threat." Another responded, "They might be one day." And that's all it took. The gears of war began to turn one final time. Carthage would stand one more time. And Rome? Well, Rome had been waiting. In our final episode of this epic tale, we ride with the Roman legions to the gates of Carthage itself. The flames are coming, the cries will echo, and the last act of this ancient rivalry will shake the world. Next time. The Third War, Carthage must be destroyed. Bring a fireproof toga. You'll need it.